let's start with the painting of this beast. As you can see, I've already primed it with some Tamiya primer, and now I'm going to do some mottling just with some a white colour. It doesn't matter, just a light colour into the centre of the panel lines. And once that's done, you can see here as I slowly pan around, all filled in and what have you. And now I'm going to highlight, well I don't know what it's called, highlight, but just some different colour variations on all the panel lines and what have you. Again, it's just randomly putting some marks with the airbrush with low pressure and a fairly thin paint. And once done, as you can see, we've got some like muddy parts on there as well. So you can just see from these photos that I've just randomly done it in parts of the panel. Next up, we're going to paint the actual airframe itself using Model Air 71276. Just thin down a little bit so it goes a little bit further, plus we want thin layers as we're just putting it over the aircraft itself. Filling in the panels first before I then go back, we fill in on the panel lines themselves. Once it's all done, you can see the effect we're going for. Some dark patches, some light patches all over. Next up's the metal areas, which I use mainly metal colour from Vallejo, just different shades to your tastes. Yeah, that's the one I used, 77701 aluminium. And next up, just darkening and adding a different colour to some of the panel lines, and also on the petals for the exhaust. Once all the masking's removed, you can see what we've left with. And once all the masking's removed from the other parts that needed painting, you can see what we're left with on the tail and the nose. We move on to the decals. As you can see, there's some major ones and some small ones. The way I do it is I start with all the majors, so the national markings and all that sort of stuff first, and then move on to the stencils. Just having a tub of water and some micro set and micro salt, and that's all I use. Well, that's all the main decals on. Next up, it's going to be stencils. And what I tend to do a side, another side, and top and bottom, and just mark them off as I go along, doing the decals. Now, I'm happy to report that most of these decals actually worked out fine. I didn't put them all on and what have you, but most of them are on there. Next up is starting the weathering, and we start off after putting a gloss coat on, aqua gloss, of just a pin wash. With this being a light coloured aircraft, I just used Mig's natural enamel wash for panel lines, and it goes in lovely into the panel lines and it's removed really easy over the gloss surfaces. Once it's dried for about half an hour, I only use a damp kitchen towel, and I just wipe it in the direction of airflow and do it in like a circle sort of movement to try and remove it. It acts like a filter as well, and if you want to remove a little bit more once that's done, you can use some enamel thinners, just rub it in with a cotton swab or a damp one, and you can get off more that way as well. Next up, we're going to do some oil weathering. So starting off, getting some reference photos where I want to put them, with some black and some Payne's grey oil on some cardboard, just so the actual oil seeps out. I'm going to damp the area with some enamel washers, like so, and come back with a thin brush and put some oil in that area, and then with a dry, I must emphasize, dry flat brush, I just blend it all in until we get the desired effect we want. We can do more or less of this, it's entirely up to yourselves. Next up, we're going to do some streaking from bolts and rivets and stuff like that. And all I use for this is a watercolour pencil. A cheap set from, where did I get mine from? The Range or Hobbycraft. I've got a big selection and I can just do streaks. And the good thing about watercolour pencils, you can either do it straight, like I am here, or you can wet it, so you get a little bit more intense colour. You can remove it with water, or you just get a brush with some water on it, and you can actually manipulate the crayon itself, the watercolour crayon itself. If you just see, you can make these blend. You can blend them in. You can lengthen them, and if you've gone too far or not enough or what, you can actually get rid of the colour as well. Hi fellas, well I hope you enjoyed that video. I've been working on this kit for, let's see, 3 or 4 months now, I think it is. It's my second complete of 2019. And I've really enjoyed it. I must admit, I really enjoyed it. Challenges along the way because it's such a big kit. I mean, here it is, all finished. And you can see that it's quite a size going all the way from the nose and what have you. There will be some photos after I've done a little bit of a spiel on it, so you can have a closer look. So, what do I think of the kit? For what I paid for it, £35. January I got this actually, for £35, I can't complain. Yes, there were some slight fit issues, but don't forget this is a 1/48 Russian jet, where they can be upwards of £40 to £50 for these type of kits. Fit's not perfect in areas, need some fettling and what have you, but the detail's nice. Overall, a really enjoyable kit. Would I build another one? Yeah, I think I would build another one. This Mig. I'd also like to do maybe something a little bit different. You know, see if there's any actual camouflage scheme type ones, which there might be. I think there is for the reconnaissance bird, but that might be in the future. Now this is a ICM kit. This is my first ICM kit, and like I said, I really enjoyed it. It's going to go really well. So much so that I bought another ICM kit. The which one is it? The Do 17Z-2. So the German bomber. It's a Battle of Bremen, a Battle of Britain bird. So I'll be building that in the near future, and I'm looking to get some other ICM 200 bombers. They've got the Dornier and the Junkers 88. They're also going to be releasing the B26, I think it is, the B26. So yeah, I'm looking at doing maybe next year doing some twin engine aircraft for instead of, you know, the normal fighter sort of stuff I normally do. But I will highly recommend this kit for anybody who wants to cut their teeth on Russian jets. Okay, it's a really enjoyable kit. So what I'll put up now, there's some photos that I've took best I can, because like I said, it's a big bird, so trying to get in my small space, it is quite hard, but I've done the best I can, fellas. So I hope you enjoy it, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye for now.